shocking details about the chapter's finale, explosive threats shaking the entire island, and a betrayal plot brewing inside OXR. What's really going down? Who or what is behind or tucked away in NPC dialogues? This investigation will shake you to your core, revealing terrifying truths about this final season. Stick around until the end to uncover the tiniest details of the island's biggest threat. The Shock and Awesome season has kicked off a brand new storyline, and at the same time, we finally got answers to some long-standing questions. From the latest dialogues, we know for sure that our key characters are planning a trip to for this operation. Last season wrapped up with the Tentacle event, the Dark Presence making its big move. In the end, the Tentacle got sliced clean off, and Dago straight up betrayed by the very force that had been pulling his strings from day one. Power's gone, nothing left. That severed tentacle stayed on the island, rotting, and from that rot came the bugs. Not your average pests. These things crawl straight out of the spirit realm, which itself is locked into the last reality. Now this season, Daigo's out there on the ground, no powers, swinging at bug swarms like it's all he's got left. Clear the outpost, and you can talk to him, and he'll spill it. Tried to save the island, failed hard, went after the Dark Presence solo, got turned into its champion, controlled start to finish. Now he just hopes his sister Jade and his little brother Kendo can forgive him. But here's where it gets heavy. The monster we fought? That wasn't even the full thing, just it weaker. One day, that wall's gonna crack. And when it does, the whole beast is stepping through. Feels like the finale event, and honestly, I don't think we're winning that one. By Daigo's side is Night Rose, and she's saying the same thing. The beast from the spirit realm is about to shatter the barrier, and when it does, it's stepping straight into our world. She makes it clear, we're not ready for what's coming. The bugs might be a threat, a constant nuisance, but the real danger is the one controlling them, the infamous tentacled beast, the dark presence from the spirit realm. And in another conversation, she turns almost defeatist. She admits she's been freed from her chains for now, but once the beast makes it onto the island, she'll probably end up imprisoned all over again. Even so, she says that if we lose, she'll still be proud of what she's accomplished, training heroes to stand against that thing in the last event. Sadly or not, the whole Kendo and Hope love story isn't picking up again this season. Kendo's still deep in his slump, and now he's venting to us loopers about how miserable his life's been. He's forgiven his brother, but now he doesn't want to waste time with anyone else. He just wants to push forward toward his future. But moody samurai or not, Kendo's ready to step up and help the loopers push back against the bug invasion. So, drop an F in the comments for our heartbroken samurai. Sayonara, Kendo. Looks like you're not coming with us into Chapter 7. Jade, on her side, says she's glad her brother Daigo is finally free. She admits it used to be hard to stand between Kendo and Daigo, but what happened on the island brought them back together. They're no longer distant, they're much closer now. And for her, now that all three are reunited, she believes they're unstoppable. Personally, I'm not so sure, but even she says she feels it. The barrier between the spirit realm and our world is going to break soon. When it does, we'll be facing a full-scale invasion of the spirit realm on Oninoshima. What we saw before was nothing, just a glimpse. When the spirit realm collides with our world for real, it's going to be chaos. And while we suspected the bugs started spreading because of the tentacle, Morgan Mist confirms it outright. They came straight out of it, and that's how things spiraled out of control. She says Hope and Jones have a plan to deal with the threat, and she's going to follow them without question. She also talks about OXR, the agency tasked with taking down the bugs. She says she's following them because they're trying to save the island, but she's not exactly a fan. The big no-shows at the last event? Hope and Jones, they weren't there. So what are they up of HQ for Hope and Jones? They've got their hands on a piece of the tentacle, cut it off, and are now running tests on it. Hope's first observation? It's massive, and it stinks. Not even kidding, she says it reeks. I wonder, what does the dark presence even smell like? And on top of that, she's convinced it's cursed, which, yeah, we kinda guessed. But still, she says it's connected to the spirit realm, just like the bugs. When you ask her about the future, she reminds you she can't control what she draws. Hope can see glimpses of what's coming, but the visions just happen, and she can't change them. All she can tell is that the future feels bad. That's it. She's doing what she can, but she can't predict exactly how it will play out. She sums up the situation. The mission now is to find the source of the corruption in the spirit realm and destroy it. Problem is, we don't know how to get there. There was a portal once, but we don't know how to use it. So, step 1 is figuring out how to reach the spirit realm. Jones reminds us of the bigger picture. Dangerous distractions, but distractions nonetheless. Spirit realm, the dark presence, has fused with it, which means to get the fragment, we'll have to beat that thing. How? No clue yet. And as Hope says, the future's looking bad. Turns out our alt girl's been painting wall chills. The first shows the 0-point fragment itself creating the bugs, basically opening a portal from the spirit realm straight into our world. That's how the infestation started. Another graffiti shows what we already know, the rotting tentacles spawning the bugs. But the most chilling vision? Utopia City, completely overrun. Right now, if you go there, it's untouched, no bugs. But this drawing makes it clear. In a future update this season, Utopia City's going to fall and be completely taken over by the swarm. Maybe we're even getting a new queen. No clue yet. But what we do know is that shows it clear. A giant orange hive planted right inside. Another detail, if you go to Utopia City right now, the portal to the vault is gone. This was the place Midas built with Hope to store the he's gone? Not in Utopia City anymore. No one knows where he is. That's why I love the idea of Utopia City falling to the swarm. It proves they're advancing, becoming a serious threat, and that even a place we thought was safe can be completely transformed. When Fortnite shows us the situation is critical and entire cities change, it's always peak. That could give us a whole new location to explore, hopefully with big changes. Other map changes brought back some familiar faces, and one of them is our favorite banana, Peely. Right now, he's not spilling any secrets. And honestly, we'd probably need a banana to human translator to understand him anyway. Still, I'm just happy he's finally back on the island, because Peely is one of the key pieces in Fortnite's lore. So yeah, the situation is critical. And in my last video, I mentioned that strange black marble mega monolith that just appeared on the map. Looks like it fell straight from the sky. The trees around it are tilted outward, like something slammed down and sent a shockwave through the area. At first, nobody knew what it was. Even lore fans were scratching their heads. Turns out, it might not seem directly tied to the current story, but it is linked to the final event of the season. And remember, this is the last main season of the chapter. After this, we're getting a 1-month mini-season Simpsons themed. After that month, it's Chapter 7. Sure, the Simpsons season will have a little bit of lore, but the real big moment is the end of season event we're in monolith, mostly black. It's not an exact match for the one in Fortnite, but it's close enough to spark rumors. That's where the theory started. The idea that Fortnite's monolith is connected to Geta, and that the end of season event could have a huge concert segment. Not just story, but a David Guetta live set, with lore wrapped around it, kind of like Juice WRLD, where we still got a story beat at the end that kicked off Chapter 6. We'll see how it plays out, but honestly, if the monolith is reality, I would have loved to see that connection. But for now, nothing's certain. We'll just have to wait and see, and if you somehow missed the tentacle event of the super season, I've got it right here for you. Mask maker Dago paid the price for siding with the wrong side. After serving the Dark Presence all season, he got straight up discarded, like a broken mask the second he outlived his usefulness. But the Dark Presence wasn't just sitting back, it went full throttle, tapping into the Epicenter's energy. And now it's confirmed, it got access to a 0-point shard. Not a theory anymore. That thing's real. With this power, it created a monstrous creature with massive tentacles, born straight out of the spirit realm, using the power of the shard as fuel. But just when things looked hopeless, Supernova team showed up ready to throw hands. All season, they've been grinding, ranking up, learning to control their powers. And in that moment, it finally paid off, kinda. They managed to take down one of the giant tentacles. One. And just when you thought that was it, the spirit realm said nah, and dropped a couple more into the mix. Yeah, backup tentacles. Because of course, hope was fading fast. Until Superman swoops in out of nowhere, lasers flying, and he finishes the fight we couldn't. Straight up clutches the event. So yeah, I called it. Superman was the MVP of the finale. And honestly, he didn't just save the squad, he saved the whole island. So Demon's domain now completely wrecked. And guess who's standing in the middle of the ruins? Daigo. but not the corrupted, mask-possessed, reality-ripping version we've been fighting all season. This is old-school Daigo. No golden cracks, no kintsugi energy, no attacks on sight. Almost like he just woke up from a nightmare and doesn't fully remember what happened. And here's where it gets interesting. If you listen to the background convos from the locals around Oninoshima, they're not mad at him. They're not calling him a traitor. Instead, they're saying he never really betrayed us, that this whole time he was possessed, taken over by some demon that hijacked his body and used him like a puppet. Now that he's free, he's not the villain anymore. A little broken, probably confused, and maybe in need of our help. It's kinda poetic, honestly. All it took was one punch to the face, and just like that, Daigo's back to being the good guy. And just when it seemed like we won, and peace was finally restored, nope, not even close. The bug invasion on Oninoshima has officially begun. By now, it's no secret. In the next season, we're gonna need some serious reinforcements to handle this infestation. That's where the fighters from Halo and the Power Rangers come in, ready to bring the ultimate bug-squashing power. So here's the full live event in case you missed it.
Alright. The power of the mask is mine to wield. This is my destiny.